Hello. So today I'm going to do, as before I showed how to put a piece up on onto TeePublic, and today I'll just show you how to put one up on one of my other ones, which is Redbubble. Now this one's a bit more complicated. It's got a bit because it has more things to adjust for, but I'll just in this case do the simple, more simple and more basic ones that people are mostly going to buy. So I've logged in. I've got my account logged in. So I'm going to go here to my account and I'm going to click add new work. And it now has to check on my human. Now you could do if you've done some before that are similar to each other, and they're all similar to each other. What you could do is do copy to existing work. So you manage portfolio, click that manage portfolio, and it will go through instructions. So you won't have to put do so much in the way of resizing everything and backgrounds and so forth. But for this case, we shall do upload new work, because this particular piece that I'm going for will not be uh, maybe not quite the same size as the one I might have done before. So I'm going to find my piece of artwork. It's one from 2024. It's one that I've done before as a made on one of my previous process videos, and this is this piece here, the Joined by Madness one. Now I've deliberately called this no background, so it's got a PNG transparent background. So the reason being is you will see once it comes up to being on there, with the JPEG with a regular background around here would just be white rectangle, and I didn't want that. So as you can see here, it'll show up as blank. Now some of these ones are ones where it's just not going to fit. So the hats I'll disable that, because it's just not, this particular piece isn't going to fit on there. And some of them it doesn't enable them where it might do. So these ones are more enabling. And the phone cases, now will need to be adjusted slightly. So maybe that's a bit too small, and let's see how it looks now. So it looks a bit better, but it's a little off center for some reason. Maybe that's because what the piece is. So there you go, that's better. And here, some of them you'll have to look up to see if it actually works well. I think this one works pretty well as a desk mat, with it just being the small bit in the middle, but this is up to you. And the mouse pads, it would be very nice if you could actually have the mouse pad the other way around, but it won't do that for you. In this case, I'll shrink it a bit. And the same with the pillows. I'll keep that one because that one will, if I resize it, it could work. So let's have a look at that now. I shall just put it up a bit. And these are ones where I just put them for fun. I don't expect anyone to ever really buy them. And I'm not going to keep the dog or cat mats or the pet blankets. The mugs you might sell. But again, I'm going to have to make it a bit smaller. And for some reason, it puts it by default on the opposite side of the handle. So now you have to make the decision if you want to have it like that, or if you want to have a left-handed mug or a right-handed mug. So I've decided to do that right-handed. The scarf, yeah, I'll put that on for fun. So these all look good. The hardcover journal, someone might buy it like with that particular image, but I'll have to make it like this. If you want to see what these hardcover journals look like, if you looked at my episodes of the little book, it's literally one of those. That's what one of those are. So you see where you see the size of it, and you can have them with lined paper or plain. In this case, I like to have it as plain. This is the main problem. One of the main problems with Redbubble. There's sometimes a lot of resizing to do, which can be a bit of a pain. And it won't go any bigger, unfortunately, so I have to keep it as is. The pen button, I don't know how small, I can't remember what size they are, but I'll get that on there. Would still work, I think. I won't put on the masks, I'll put on the apron just because it would fit. Well, it'd be a very weird thing to buy as an apron. Phone wallets, again, you could have it wrap around, but I'll have this be on the actual front of it. And there's a little bit of guesswork involved here because I don't see any guidelines. That looks fine. And I won't bother with the leggings or the socks or the fitted masks for these cases. Now the media, this is Collage. I usually put painting and mixed media, and then you could put design illustration or digital art. This one's not digital, so. And I already have a collection. It's Collage art. As you can see, you can set collections. Now you have to check to see if it's mature content, which this is not. So if you've got nudity, lingerie, adult language, alcohol or drugs, blood, guns or violence, this isn't particularly that. I mean, it's got a nuclear warhead in it, but they won't think about that. And default product, this is what the default item that it will show up as. So sometimes it could show up as a t-shirt, it could show up as a postcard, it could show up as the shower curtain, but they will basically show it based on what it says here. Optimized means Redbubble will show a mix of products based on sales and the individual customer's interests. So, and you've got to check to see if it's for anybody or just you, and then agree to the terms and conditions. Now, a very important bit now is the titles. So, remember the piece is called Joined by Madness. Tags, so Collage. I'll just put a few in for now. Try and be as descriptive as you can. You can write up to 15 with a 50 character limit, so you've got a good amount that you can use. And what it will do also is it'll bracket words, so I don't have to write anti-nuclear and then anti-war. What I can do is kind of write nuclear, I can write war, and I can write anti, and it will combine them if someone searches for that. Should hopefully turn up. So satire, social, and then commentary. That way, it gives you a bit of a wider grouping of words that can be used. So I'll just use those for. Oh, I should put Hannah. Some of the things I think people might look for. So, and a description. So you can say a collar and anti-nuclear collage of two sides separated but joined. Oops. By their madness. And now I shall, well, that's done. I shall save the work. I'm just going to wait for it to process it all now. It's doing it fairly quickly today. And that's it complete. So we'll wait for it to come up. And here we go. So to help you share it, and you can edit these afterwards, but then to help you share it, gives you here some examples of what it looks like actually on models. So if you wanted, you could download that, some of these. Because then they're handy to then use in any social media you might have or any promotional work, which I think is a very good. Um, I think that's a very good feature to use. At some point, that there are some places where you can actually make mock-ups as well. If you don't want to use because some of these will show up like this guy, this mock-up with this guy will shows up everywhere. Um, um, Same goes for like this lady here. So, and this gives a good example of what they actually look like, or a better example of what they look like actually in use, which I think is good. So, yeah. So, let me know if this is at all interesting to you, whether it's helped you out at all, whether you would like to use this. Also with Redbubble, I won't go into it here because it'll be going into my own personal settings, but you can actually set the profit margins on Redbubble. Um, the thing with Redbubble now is they have tiered membership. So if you're on a lower or mid, what's called a lower or middle tier, if I can't remember the exact term they use, they take a little bit of a cut, a bit more of a cut now, and the higher tiers don't do that, which is a shame because they never started out that way. But this is how these things go. So but take that into account. They're still a good service to use. They're very, as you see, it's very user friendly, and they can and they're a very popular company, and they do all the marketing for you. So you can just put it up and forget about it. If people buy it, they do or don't, and it's up to you how much you want to promote it after that. So like, share, and subscribe. My description has my link tree, which has my merch links and my socials. And I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.